Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by WorkHuman. Thanks for joining me for a quick briefing on what's important in the world of work. My name is Steve Boese. Today on the Workplace Minute, one of the most influential companies in the modern economy is preparing for a transformation that could reshape the very nature of work itself. Let's break it down. Over the past 2 decades, arguably no company has had a greater impact on the American workplace than Amazon. In its rise to becoming the country's second largest private employer, Amazon has hired more than 1 million warehouse workers, delivery drivers, and logistics professionals, and pioneered new ways of using technology to hire, manage, and measure them. But according to some internal strategy documents obtained by the New York Times, Amazon now believes it's on the cusp of its next major workplace shift, replacing more than 500,000 human jobs with robots and automation technology. The company's U.S. workforce has tripled since 2018 to nearly 1.2 million workers. But Amazon's automation division expects the companies can avoid hiring over 160,000 new workers by 2027 by using robotic systems that handle picking, packing, and shipping tasks. And by 2033, executives believe they can sell twice as many products as today without needing to add a single new worker. That's the equivalent of more than 600,000 human jobs that will simply never exist. What's Amazon's ultimate goal? To automate up to 75% of its operations. In its most advanced facilities, like a new warehouse in Shreveport, Louisiana, robots now move, pack, and route most items with minimal human involvement. That site already employs about 25% fewer people than a traditional fulfillment center, and within a year, that number could drop by half as automation increases. The company plans to replicate this model in about 40 additional facilities by 2027, including a new flagship site in Virginia Beach and retrofits of older warehouses like the one in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where up to 1,200 jobs may quietly disappear through attrition, not layoffs. Behind the scenes, Amazon's internal documents even describe efforts to control the narrative by replacing words like robots and automation with softer terms like advanced technology or cobots to emphasize collaboration rather than replacement. And the company has also discussed increasing community engagement, things like local parades or Toys for Tots events, to reinforce its image as a good corporate citizen in areas that may soon see fewer Amazon jobs. Now, to be fair, Amazon argues that automation creates new kinds of work. At that Shreveport site, more than 160 people now serve as robotics technicians, earning at least $24 an hour, notably higher than the warehouse starting wage of $19.50. And the company points to programs like its Mechatronics apprenticeship, where about 5,000 employees have trained since 2019 to manage and maintain these robotic systems. And Amazon executives say automation efficiencies in one part of the business can fund expansion elsewhere, new delivery depots in rural areas, for example. And Andy Jassy, Amazon's CEO, has made no secret of his mission to cut costs and boost productivity after years of growth at all costs. Still, the broader implications are enormous. Nobel-winning economist Darren Acemoglu told the New York Times that once Amazon proves it can automate its warehouses profitably, the model will spread rapidly to other employers, Walmart, UPS, and beyond. If these plans succeed, he said, then one of the largest employers in the U.S. could become a net job destroyer, not a job creator. And that's where the story extends beyond Amazon. The U.S. labor market is already under pressure. The country's birth rate continues to fall, immigration levels remain below historical averages, and fewer Americans, especially younger workers, are willing to take physically demanding jobs with low pay and high turnover. In many ways, automation isn't just a choice, it's becoming a necessity to keep operations running. But there's a growing tension between automation for efficiency and automation for survival. If robots and AI systems replace too many human workers too quickly, we could see ripple effects across entire communities, from shrinking local tax bases to reduced consumer spending and widening inequality. And unlike past technological revolutions like the steam engine, electricity, computers, the internet, this one is happening at a scale and speed that could compress decades of change into just a few years. The open question is whether this new wave of automation will follow the historical pattern, where a new technology ultimately creates more jobs than it destroys, or whether this time that equation finally breaks. For HR and business leaders, this moment is a call to action. The future of work is not just about new tools, It's about what we choose to do with the time and talent those tools free up. Organizations that use automation to help elevate human work, like redeploying people into roles focused on creativity, innovation, and care, well, they will thrive. Those that see automation simply as a way to cut headcount risk losing both their workforce and their purpose. So as Amazon builds the warehouse of the future, the rest of us have to ask, what happens to the workers left behind? And what kind of economy are we building when the machines no longer need us quite as much as we need them? That's it for the Workplace Minute today. Thanks so much for listening, and a big thank you to WorkHuman for supporting the Workplace Minute. If this episode made you think about how your organization is approaching AI, automation, and the future of jobs, please share it with a colleague. I'm Steve Boese, and this has been the Workplace Minute from H3 HR Advisors.